Hey guys, it's me, Rebecca. I'm back to teach you more cool things that you can do for your own health. Natural medicines, natural remedies, all of these things that we do to build on the foundations. This fireside chat, as I like to call them, is called Move Your Butt. And you know me, that's just my loving way, my way of loving you into activity, because there's so many benefits from movement or from exercise. And so that's our focus for the month. And this podcast, as well as all of the podcasts that we do here at Naturally Strong, fit into a specific foundational set. And it looks something like this. We have 7 foundations of health. If we layer them well and they're all balanced, there's no reason we shouldn't have vibrant, creative, productive, amazing health. And those 7 foundations are: 1, eat to live; 2, move for health, which is the one we're focusing on in April; 3, brighten your perspective, clean your space, understand yourself, work with a trusted practitioner, and serve the world in a meaningful way. If you can get all of these things in an area of and balance in all of these areas, then you're going to find yourself doing what you were meant to do on this planet in a healthy, vibrant way. So, to that end, let's discuss the things that I do to move my body. A lot of the times as a massage therapist, I get asked specific questions people have about different healthcare conditions, and I'm always asking, what are you eating? How are you moving? And when I say move, there's 3 different categories that I'm thinking in my head that I ask. I don't just say, well, do you eat right and do you exercise? I say, well, what kind of movement do you incorporate in your life? How long do you do that? How often do you do that? What kind of movements are you doing? How does that benefit you? How do you like it? How could you get more? Are you getting too much? Is it becoming stressful? There's like a million questions that I ask when I'm kind of trying to diagnose where someone needs to go with their health next. And so I'm going to break that down into 3 main categories for the purposes of this fireside chat. The first one being moving for joy, like literally for my mentality, moving for stress relief, moving for the pick-me-up feelings that happen when you exercise, moving just to feel good, like with no goals and nothing specific, just moving for the stress relief, moving to care and to nurture and to nourish my physical frame. So the first one, that one was there, moving for joy, and we'll kind of talk about that later. The second one is moving for fitness. So that's the one where I'm going to get like all of the cardiovascular benefits and the, getting my blood pumping and oxygen flowing, like the kind of movement where I set goals and I, improve in certain areas. So that's the second area that I'm always wondering how people are doing with. And the third area is circulation. So moving like within the body. What is their blood pressure doing? Where is their circulation getting stuck? Is their lymph flowing? So those are the 3 things that when I say movement, I'm encompassing all of that. And as a massage therapist, that's what I focus on. So let's kind of break down, why would I do each movement? What is required, I guess? What is a good where's a good place to start, and what tools do you have at your disposal to meet all of those categories? Make sure that you're moving in a way that blesses you, your whole being, not just one area of you. So let's dive into that. Sorry, by the way, everyone, that I'm just totally wearing a t-shirt and a hat. This is my hairdo today. Do you like it? It's because today was the first day of Girls on the Run, and I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm the coach of my cute little Girls on the Run group out here in Cary, Idaho. So I thought it was really fitting, kind of ironic and wonderful that today is the first day of Girls on the Run. And I'm doing this fireside chat tonight on getting your butt moving. So so I didn't work too hard at polishing up. This is like my get on the field and go for a run face. Okay. So the next picture, I guess, that I want to pull up for you is we want to move to feel good. So for me, that looks like going for a 20 to 30-minute walk. It might mean going for like a 4-mile slow-paced jog in the sunshine. And maybe that sounds like pins and needles, cruel and unusual torture to you, but this category of moving for joy is about finding what kind of movement is right for you. Maybe it is doing the backstroke, in a pool, kind of just floating around. Maybe it's, I have this one girlfriend that told me today, if I can just get on some skis and get around some mountains and some trees, I'm just the most awesome, like my totally different person. And my dad says, if I can get into the mountains, doesn't even matter if I move much, but if I just get up there, my heart is alive. So I want you to be able to find what kind of movement brings your heart to life. Like what quickens you, what livens you, what gets you pleased to be moving your body. Find what that is. I encourage you to not stop till you find what that is. So this kind of movement for joy, this is the daily things that I do in order to reduce stress in my life. And it's like I do different ones every day, because like today is a rainy, drizzly, awful day outside, and I'm not going to go for a 4-mile run in that because I would be feeling miserable. Like that's not the point by the time I'm done, to feel miserable. So just if I could just encourage you to do anything, it would be to make your list. Start making your list of things that you can do, tools that you can pull out of your pocket in order to reduce the stress in your life. The Mayo Clinic has reported on their website that exercise, even just a few minutes of moderate light, like we're talking about walking here, you don't have to be doing rebounding for 20 minutes a day. Like you could just be walking, you could be stretching in no particular fashion. I love to do yoga. There's very peaceful things like Tai Chi that you can do. And I will post some of my favorite links to some different YouTube tutorials. So just like, if you're the kind of person that loves to hit the gym, then great. But if you're trying to learn a new modality like yoga and you're at home, it might be really convenient if you can just, turn on a YouTube video and get your bearings and understand what downward dog means and triangle pose, what that means. So I will post underneath this video several different of my favorite YouTube modalities and some of my favorite YouTube exercisers that I follow. Anyways, back to the Mayo Clinic. So the Mayo Clinic says that with just a few minutes of exercise every day, that you will sleep better. And that sleep is this like elusive concept to some people. That's sleep is really, really incredibly important for the restoring our emotional mindset. So when it comes to having the right brain chemistry balance, when it comes to getting restful sleep and restoring your hormonal balance, exercise can be amazing for that. So that's Mayo Clinic's take on it. Harvard has done several studies. One of them shows that in as little as 5 minutes, you can change your brain chemistry with exercise in as little as 5 minutes. So starting from 5 minutes and going all the way to 30 minutes, every 5 minutes is like another increment of benefit of exercising. They said 20 to 30 minutes 4 times a week is just as good or even better in some cases as taking antidepressant medications. So let me say that again without the ums. Exercising, sweating 4 times a week is more effective than taking antidepressant medications. Like, why is that not our first line of defense? When we go in and we're in trouble and we need emotional help, why did all of our practitioners write a prescription that is going to take weeks to take effect? Why don't they tell us things like, if you exercise 4 times a week, you will feel better. Like the endorphins will kick in. That exercise, that day, your mind can be in a more healthy place. Why don't we start there? It's so frustrating to me. Okay, but anyways, studies show that exercise is more effective than at improving brain chemistry than antidepressant medications. Just so you know. Same thing as for, let's change our picture here. Same thing as for our mental health in other areas. And I'm specifically talking about memory and cognition, and with picking up facts and just remembering dates and, you know, important things that we want to be able to hold on to as we age. So our memory is boosted every time we move. And this is within the moving for joy category. When I'm moving, I'm totally thinking about how my circulation is pumping better through my whole system, how my fingers and my toes and my tummy and my mind are all getting better circulation flowing to them. And studies have proven that people who exercise have a 45% risk of developing dementia. And even after Alzheimer's has developed, that exercising can help stop that curve or even slightly reverse if you're exercising in a whole brain way, like things that cross your right and your left body, like dancing or playing a musical instrument. So exercise can give us all kinds of benefits like that. And when I say exercise in these terms, I mean moderate to light activity. I'm not like talking about pounding, you know, kickboxing, beating yourself up. This is just like gentle, loving things that you can do to just improve circulation through your body and retain all of these benefits. So I love yoga. I love just stretching for range of motion in all of my joints as soon as I wake up. Like I wake up and fall out of bed, and some days I'm really stiff. And I give myself a good 12 minutes maybe of just stretching into what feels good. And that's not yoga, and it's not a pattern, and there's no rhythm or poses. It just stretches into what feels good. That's called range of motion exercises. And I actually went to go find some for you on YouTube so I can give you some links. And I could really not find an effective protocol or like someone walking you through it. So I was really frustrated by that. And I was like, maybe I'll have to do like the massage therapist take on the joints that you should be moving and how you should be moving them every day. Maybe that's in the future, but just move to what feels good, stretch into what feels good. I love Tai Chi. And so if you're just wanting to start something really gentle, Tai Chi is a wonderful movement practice that gets your spine flexed and all of your major joints to do a full range of motion. And if you just did 20 minutes of Tai Chi, your circulation would be better. Your muscle tone would improve. Your flexibility would improve. Your sleep, your depression, your mind capacity. All of these things, right? For those that are like not able to leave a chair, maybe you're watching this and you're like, well, that's great, Rebecca, but I'm really chair bound most of the day. There's fit and fall proof exercises that can totally be done seated. And I have a video for that in the notes, so look for that. So this kind of encompasses the whole, I want my brain health to be a priority. I want stress relief to be a priority. I want to develop a good exercise routine. And obviously, if you're not doing this in your life, it's because you've struggled to make the right habits to help you get there. And this one, I'll tell you this one tip from a book that I just recently read called Atomic Habits. And the author suggested setting a 2-minute habit. And it's like, what, 2 minutes? How's that even going to help me? You know, like, is 2 minutes of stretching going to be beneficial? Well, his whole idea is stack the new habit on top of an old habit and make it so it's only 2 minutes long, so that even on a really cruddy day, you'll still do it. So his example was, I come home every day and I put my keys in the key spot. And if my exercise shoes are right there on the floor, I know that I'm going to go for a run. And if I haven't put them there and I slip into something more comfortable than exercise clothes, I'm not going to do it. So whatever is like your routine, if you're really good at brushing your teeth in the morning, put a little sign next to your toothbrush that says stretch for 2 minutes, because that's how long you brush your teeth, 2 minutes, right? You can totally be doing like this as you brush your teeth. But it'll start with 2 minutes, and then you'll do it for a whole week, and you're like, wow, I can do this. I totally got this whole exercise for 2 minutes thing. And then you'll pick up to 5 minutes. And at 5 minutes, that's when studies start to show a benefit. So you'll be doing something good for yourself. And if you work up to 20, hold on to your horses. Something amazing is going to happen at 20 minutes. So just start with the 2 minutes, and in 3 months, if you work up to 20 minutes, you'll be 20 minutes better off than you are today. Okay, so the second category, we're moving for fitness, like on purpose, raising our heart rate, trying to tone, trying to sculpt, doing things that this category of exercise for me is still important, and I do hang on to it and on purpose get to this kind of activity 3 or 4 times a week. And the reason is because for myself, I'm really goal oriented, and I use this kind of exercise in order to be a creative outlet. What I mean by that is as I set goals for myself and I achieve them, I just get such a rush out of that. If I, have a goal to run 5 miles by the end of the season and I make that goal, I just feel so amazing. And that's like, it's an aspect that has nothing to do with the physical benefits of exercise. It's totally in my head, and it's totally okay. And I totally love it and go for it. The whole runner's high endorphins thing, that can be achieved in so many different types of exercise. But in this type, we're talking about anything that is sculpting muscle, anything that is weight bearing. You're improving your goal achievement, which changes who you are on the inside, your self-identity. If I am the kind of person that is a couch potato, and that's how I feel about myself, I have so much less self-esteem than if I'm the kind of person who sets a goal and I achieve it. So if I have a goal, let's say to be able to walk a 5K by the end of the spring, like let's say in 5 weeks by the end of April, or Girls on the Run. So we run a 5K by the end of our season. June 1st is our 5K. If you want to join us, join us. Girls on the Run has a grown-up program, and you can start walking, really soon and get yourself up to that 3 miles. So that's a pretty great goal. If you want to just go on a 5-mile hike by the end of the summer, great. If you want to, be able to swim 20 laps, if you want to be able to do so many push-ups or sit-ups or so many minutes of cardio, whatever it is, if you set a goal, it is going to change your self-concept, your identity of who you are if you stick true to those goals. And that's one thing I just love about exercise. No one and nothing stops me from achieving my exercise goals, because it's only dependent on me and how I can figure out how to get there. And guys, I have 5 kids. I live in the middle of nowhere. There's no gyms near me. Like, I still don't let any excuse get in my way. Don't let any excuse get in your way. If I can do it, you can do it. You can find the self-esteem. You can put on a tight shirt and feel good about how you're shaped in it. That is really contagious for me. It motivates me. Maybe it doesn't motivate you. But find something that does motivate you. The self-achievement, the creative outlet, the satisfaction of changing who you are. Types of this include, let me stop sharing and pull up a different screen share. Okay. I want to show you, let me click through all of these pictures here. I want to show you some of my, this is the other reason that I do this goal set kind of activity. It's because I love the creative things I can do as I like within the exercise community. So within every community, there's this exercise that I love to do to shape my body. It's called Tracy Anderson method. And Tracy Anderson has this huge community online. I have this wonderful Facebook group. If I start any of her exercise programs, there's always someone in there to encourage me or tell me what things that they shifted differently. So that's a beautiful community that's all online. But I love communities that are not online too. So hiking, I love hiking. This is a picture of me hiking up to Brocky Lake, and there was all of these springs, and I just love the springs, and I love to drink spring water. And I got to do this with my family, with my son, and with my dad, and that was very meaningful to me, and with my husband. Here's a picture of me on the beach. I totally find time, even pregnant, to get my butt out the door and take care of my physical activity, even pregnant and walking. Here's me on the beach again. At this particular time on the beach, I'm with a wonderful friend, and we are just talking it up, living it up. But if I wasn't able to walk up the cliff that you can see here on this picture, I would be in trouble going on a walk on the beach. This is my Girls on the Run buddy that I had a couple of years back, and being a coach or running on a team really has brought me meaningful relationships that like just really valuable memories and experiences that I couldn't get any other way. And this whole program was geared towards training to run a 5K. So it doesn't have to be about pounding the pavement. It can be about developing meaningful relationships. And that's what this picture represents for me. This is a picture that I took after a Dirty Dash race, and I was really pleased with myself for making it all the way to the end of the 5K, slipping all around in the mud. Really happy taking this picture of myself in tight clothes. Like there was one point in my life, well, there's been many points in my life that I wouldn't feel comfortable showing you a picture of me in tight clothes, but now I am, and exercise has given that to me. I love team sports. This is me over here in the corner on the left. Team sports have brought me a lot of social development, a lot of joy, a lot of growing and stretching myself on the court physically and also off the court socially. This is a cute example. I went to a yoga retreat, and here I am climbing in the trees. We're on a hike on this yoga retreat, and I got to meet all these wonderful people and enjoy their friendship and their relationships now. Here's me on another yoga retreat. So just because I love yoga doesn't mean I do it by myself all the time. This was a wonderful retreat with, she's been a guest speaker on our podcast before. Her name is Nicole Packer, and she puts on these wonderful retreats, and her business is called Retreat in the Life. That's her in the background in a yellow shirt with her booty towards us. But she took us down into the Grand Canyon, and we had waterfalls, and we had yoga and music and people, and like total beach bums coming up and just doing yoga with us. It was amazing. And it was one of those life experiences that you can't have from your recliner. You can't see this from the road. You had to be in the location with the people, feeling the water, feeling the sun, feeling the yoga happening. It was beautiful. Also, nothing stops me. This is my baby David when he was 18 months old. We totally hiked up to Iron Bog Lake, which is one of my favoriteest places. And here I am in my, look, I always wear this Girls in the Run shirt when I'm exercising and doing meaningful things that I love because it brings me joy. Anyway, so here I am in my pink Girls in the Run shirt again. Hiking up to a place that I love. See the beautiful scenery behind me and my little baby there sleeping on a yoga mat. So, and this is another Dirty Dash race that I did with my sister-in-law, Katrina, and we just had like the best time doing it. Like you could boost your metabolism, get some stress relief, sleep really well, reduce your chances to have depression and dementia, develop strong relationships, feel like a confident person all on one Saturday. Or you could binge watch the most recent episodes of Scrubs. Like, what's going to be more lasting in your life? What's going to fulfill you more? All right. So the whole point of that is I just wanted to show you the things that I do, that I'm able to do because I keep this moving for fitness part of my life. I'm able to have a lot of fulfilling, meaningful experiences. Okay, but enough bragging. I'll move on to the next section of exercise, which is moving for circulation. So the older that I get and the more that I watch my aging clients, the more that I'm noticing that if we don't use it, we lose it. And this category of moving for circulation can be done, you know, your own, going through range of motion exercises, or it can be done by someone else, a physical therapist, a massage therapist, or even a loved one that is going to help you, you know, pull your shoulder up. Like, I can't tell you how many people I've worked on that aren't used to looking up anymore. Like, they can't put their nose towards the ceiling anymore because they haven't done it in a decade. And you don't want to be in that position where you're like, oh, wow, I didn't know I couldn't move my feet side to side anymore because I haven't done that in 20 years. You don't want to be in that position. So it's really important that we keep the circulation on the inside of us moving, because if we don't move it, we're losing it. And we're losing it by reducing circulation to those specific muscles, reducing circulation to those parts of the ligaments and the joints that move our muscles in specific ways. So this is really, like, I'm in a CNA class right now, and that's all we're learning about, is what movements are no longer possible if we're not doing them. Okay, so there's so many reasons to keep our circulation up. One is we just want to keep our tissues healthy and strong. If we're not moving certain spots in our body, there's no circulation getting to them, or like extremely limited, like bare minimal circulation. And circulation is vital, right? It's what brings in the food and takes out the trash. If we don't have circulation, we're not having development, we're having atrophy, and things are getting weaker. So we want circulation just to keep the tissues healthy and strong. We want circulation to avoid wounds that don't heal up and nerve problems that start to develop. I can feel just by rubbing someone's leg if their tissues are declining or if they're improving. And I can feel the feeling that means that there's nerve damage starting to happen in someone's body because they're not circulating very well. I don't want that to be you. And if it is you, if you're already in that boat saying, I have bad circulation in my feet, you can reverse it. It's not just genetic. You can take those genes and you can express them in a different way. It's called epigenetics. It's this whole field. It's so much more important than genes. So what epigenetics means is, you have the genes, but like, let's say this gene is you're prone to breast cancer. Let's say this gene is you're prone to hearing loss. This gene is hair loss. This gene is arthritis. I don't know what all the genes are, but let's say you have all of those, you know, bad news genes. Well, the way that your body expresses them is called epigenetics. And it's actually epigenetics, like, is this gene for breast cancer turned on or is it turned off? The thing that affects that is your lifestyle. So what do I eat? Does that turn this breast cancer gene on or off? How do I move? Does that turn this breast cancer gene on or off? Epigenetics is this beautiful expression of your body can change which genes are turned on and which ones are turned off. And within 3 months' time, you can upregulate or downregulate 500 genes. Like, if you have the genes going in your, you know, against your favor, in 3 months' time, you can change them to be in your favor. So that's my huge message to everyone about genes. Like, people are so afraid of, oh my gosh, I have the gene. Well, if the gene is turned on or turned off, that's what's really important. And with circulation and healthy blood flow to their body parts, we can turn on or off a lot of the genes that we want to influence. So cold hands and feet, peripheral degeneration, blindness, kidney failure, glaucoma, dementia, like the list goes on. And these are all from poor circulation. So how can I increase my circulation? How can I move better on the inside of my body, Rebecca? Well, here's some ideas for you. Obviously, I'm a massage therapist, so I'm like a big proponent of getting a massage every once in a while. And like, even on a regular basis, if you can afford a once a month massage, and I always like attach it to a habit. Like, if I do so many things right, I get to treat myself with a massage. Or if I have gone through so many stressful days, I get to treat myself with a massage. So someone can physically move the blood around for you, and that's nice and helpful. and not very much work on your part. Other things that you can do to increase circulation are sitting in a sauna or taking a hot bath, or dry skin brushing. And I will post a link for you down at the bottom of this video so that you can see dry skin brushing video. Click here, but you just get yourself a cheap little $4 back scratcher brush, and you just use it to do short little strokes all over your body. You go toot, 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 scooting all of that lymph tissue that's in your skin back towards your heart. Okay. The last idea that I have for you here is rebounding, or just like really gentle bounces. You can stand and just bounce using your ankles. You can use one of those little bitty trampolines that people put in their front room. You can stand on a big trampoline. You could get a yoga ball and just do this on your yoga ball. Those are all really helpful for moving the ducts. Like you have lymph ducts that only move when muscles around them flex. So it's really important for movement that you're doing those kinds of things that put like pressure on the pelvic organs and like tighten everything up all over down there as you bounce. So keeping healthy circulation will help you not lose it. You will keep function of your body. Okay, so I just have to say this. The scariest thing to me about getting older is that I'm going to lose my mobility and that I will be stuck and confined in a chair, staring at the wall or staring at the TV, or, at the mercy of whoever chooses to come to visit me all day. That's the scariest thing to me. I don't want to be that stuck. I like movement. I like freedom. So all of these things that I do for exercise and for circulation, and for moving for joy, they are all really important to me in order to keep my mobility and my independence strong. Okay, so we want to exercise for joy and just to feel good. We want to exercise for fitness, for shaping, for toning, for cardiovascular health. And we want to move our circulation. When all of those things are moving, we are so much stronger, and it dribbles in, it like leaks into the other areas of our life. And those other 7 foundations that I talked about are all going to be stronger if you're moving well. So I hope this has encouraged you. I've got so many other cool people coming to talk to us about the benefits that they find from specific types of exercise. So there's so much more for you coming this month. Keep watching and share with a friend. It's really, really easy to get distracted and not be in a mode to watch these fireside chats. So if you're struggling to notice them, then subscribe to them on YouTube. This channel is called Naturally Strong, so you can find my beautiful face chatting on the home screen. Subscribe to the Naturally Strong fireside chats, and you will be notified every Tuesday when I come up with a new one. If YouTube's not your thing, I am on Facebook. I have a Facebook page called Naturally Strong. You can find that and just get like the Facebook notification every time Tuesday comes around and I upload a new video for you. Or last but not least, if you even just use email, you can add yourself to my newsletter list, and I will send out a newsletter twice a month. I do not clog up your, no spam here, just twice a month to show you the last and the upcoming fireside chats and whatever new other, essential oil or healthy eating videos that I've done recently. So those are all the ways that you can participate in Naturally Strong and in learning all of these natural remedies that we have at our fingertips, like all these YouTube videos, all the people, all the right resources that we need in order to be healthier and stronger and to change our healthcare system from the consumer up. Thanks so much for being a part of the Healthy Change. We'll see you soon.